Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Phone Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 15 of winning a national championship with every team in the game here in College Football 26. If you guys have missed any of the episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist from episode 1 to now. Obviously, if you are able to watch the videos, I completely understand. Down in the description below will be a record of every team that we have done so far and their season they eventually won a national championship game. Obviously, new episode means new teams. It means we get a wheel spin. If you guys do want to bypass the wheel, write a comment down below of the team that we have not done before, and we'll get into that team in the next episode. Obviously, if there's multiple, we'll do the first one to comment, and then the second one, third one, and so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel, and let's see which team we're going to get now. And it looks like we are going to be getting a tougher one. And we are going to get UConn. So UConn is the next team to do, and I know they are an independent. And UConn is a 71 overall. Of course, be the head coach, and will be Jim Mora, an architect head coach. They were 9-4 last year, which is again pretty solid. Pretty solid there from UConn. Usually, in the games though, they're not the greatest, but we can always try to make them pretty good. But let's take a look at our coach and then, of course, the roster as well. Our coaches and the roster. So we are an architect. We really need to upgrade Motivator first. Get all these for the training boost started. We do have Scheme Guru as well. So that's nice. Mostly for the defense, though. And then we do have Architect. Where do we have that? Okay, so we have the increase for DBs, and then we need to focus that as well. That's not bad. Our offensive coordinator is an elite recruiter with more. It's not more for the quarterback or running backs, but we're very, very close. And we do have running backs were solid, so we're going to be good there. Our defensive coordinator, we're probably going to let go. He is the same thing for linebackers, and yeah, so we're probably going to fire our defensive coordinator and then hopefully find someone else in the season. But let's take a look at the roster and see what we're working with. Our best guy is a wide receiver, Skylar Bell, 93 speed. He's a senior, though, so he'll be leaving us. A couple of our top guys are all seniors. We have a lot of seniors, looks like, on this roster. Quarterback is a senior. Do we have anyone wanting to leave? It doesn't say these guys want to leave, or I guess Evers, who wants to leave due to brand exposure, and McDonald due to championship contender. And we need to keep Evers because he's a star dev. Halfback, Edwards 85. Hopefully we can keep him around as championship contender, but you just never know. Wide receivers, 2 of them are seniors, 3 of them are seniors. We definitely need speed in this room. Tight ends are solid, although we're losing 2 of them, but I think we're going to be fine. Left tackle, decent. Offensive line looks okay. Younger side on the right side compared to the left side of the line. But we should be good with that. Edge rushers, we're definitely going to need some help because we have a lot of seniors. Sophomores, defensive tackles, we do have 2 sophomore starters, so we should be fine and okay. We're going to need some linebackers. We need a lot of linebackers. We're going to need corners. We don't really need a safety, but we do need strong safeties and both a kicker and punter this season. So, anyways, I'm going to set everything up, and I'll be back at the end of season 1 here with UConn. So here we are at the end of season number 1 here with UConn. We go 10-2. Of course, we don't have a conference championship since we are an independent team. But 10-2 is a pretty solid season. Also number 13th in the nation. We start out winning our first 5 games before losing to FIU, and then winning 3 in a row before losing to our only ranked team on the schedule by 6 against Duke. Was this in overtime? It was in overtime. So lost in overtime to Duke, and then we did beat Air Force and FAU. So even though our opponent record was 60-84, we're still ranked 13th at 10-2. And before I forget, we are going to fire our defensive coordinator, and hopefully we can get someone good in the next part here. So of course we'll advance week by week here because we will be getting a bowl game, and hopefully we can win that one. The school grade should go up as well. We are actually ranked 11th in the nation. We are 10-2. Are we making the college football playoff in year number 1? Mateer won the Heisman Trophy, 2,900 yards, 35 touchdowns with a 69% completion percentage. And we playing SMU in the college football playoff. So, my goodness, we are making it here in Season 1. So, of course, we will try to hire our defensive coordinator. We'll go one by one here. Elijah Robinson might be good because he's got that talent developer, which would definitely help out this team, especially if he's got some other stuff. That guy's just a motivator. We're looking for other stuff. Brant Brown could be an option. Maybe, I mean, I think, it would be weird if we would get him, but, might as well throw the dart. I know he's got a head coaching job at Delaware and to Syracuse. I think he might have gotten fired. He's at the D+ overall, but he might have been. But we can always test it. But let's go ahead, get started here against 9-3 SMU. It's probably just going to be, hey, showing up, collecting the money, and leaving here. So, but we'll see if we can somehow pull off a win. We are a very bad, overall disadvantage here for us, but we're going on the road against SMU. I'm just surprised we made it here in Season 1. We'll, of course, look at the bracket once this game ends because I totally forgot to do that before. But let's start on defense first. The defense gives up a touchdown. The offense goes nowhere, but the defense gets a stop on their third and possession as well. Second quarter, we may get a field goal to make it 7-3, but they would get a touchdown. We would as well. They would score just for the end of the half to make it 21-10. Second half, we start with a punt, and SMU turns it over, misses the field goal. It's an 11-point game here in the fourth quarter. And 4th and 3, we kick a field goal. So we are down 8. The defense needs to get a stop, and they have not been able to. And they give up a touchdown. We are down 15 points, and we miss the 4th down conversion. They would get a field goal, and that would do it. We're going to lose 31-15. We lose by 16 in total. 18 in total. I'm sorry, excuse me. Words are hard. Or math is hard as well, but I kind of had a feeling that we were going to lose that game either way. Making it in Season 1 is wild here for UConn, but hey, we'll take it. We will gladly take it. That will raise the, the school prestige, but we'll advance the week because we don't know for sure if our coordinator is going to be signed this week. We'll, of course, figure it out, and it looks like we did. He did accept the offer to become our defensive coordinator, so that will be nice. Of course, now we'll go ahead and submit to the end of the season recap. I'll show the bracket once we're done because that's just a little bit faster, and I'll show the stats here on the season. I almost forgot about that as well. But yeah, we go up to a 3-star prestige. We were a 2-star. Conference prestige is now an A+. I think probably because Notre Dame won. No, they didn't. Notre Dame didn't even make it. That's wild. Texas Tech, Texas, Oregon, Clemson, and James Madison won their respective conferences to get automatic bids. Illinois, Duke, UConn, SMU, Navy, Iowa State, and Michigan were the at-large bids. So good for them. Texas Tech ended up losing to Clemson, and they beat James Madison, Michigan, and Texas before dropping to Clemson. But taking a look at the stats here of Season 1, Joe Fagano, I think that's how you spell his name or say his name. I apologize if it's not. I'm very bad with names. 3,300 yards, 25 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Not bad. Evers came in for one game, threw one pass for 14 yards. Rushing-wise, Edwards had over 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Brown with 329 and 6. Flowers 135 with 4. Receiving-wise, Parker had over 1,000 yards. He should stay with us as well for this next season with 10 touchdowns. Bell at 819 with 2. Burton the third, 524 with 7 touchdowns. And he's going to stay as well since the conference is up to an A+. Hansen with 357 and 1. Simmons 246 and 2. Defensive-wise, King led the team with 83 tackles. Carroll Jackson led the team with most tackles for loss with 15. Russell led the team with 5.5 sacks. Millette the third had the most interceptions. No defensive touchdowns. We had a bunch of deflections. We had a couple forced fumbles, recovered 8 of them. We had 1 block kick, but no safety. Kicking-wise, we did miss 2 from 50, 1 from 40, and no extra points. So we only missed 3 field goals on the season. Punting-wise, we punted 52 times, 9 inside 20 and 7 touchbacks. No kick or punt return touchdowns, and of course, we did not win any awards this season. But let's head on into the offseason, one of our favorite parts. And of course, we'll get into players leaving, which is probably going to be a lot to focus on first. And we only have a couple. Not very many people want to transfer out, but Chadwick needs to stay, and he's gone. Cale Jackson would be a very nice pickup, but no, he's gone. Fuller is going to stay. That's nice. McDonald's going to leave. McLean's going to stay. Meadows is going to stay. Kelly is going to leave. Moorhead is going to stay, and that is it. We cannot talk to Harper. But Bell and Brown would just be graduating, so no one makes the draft. I was kind of hoping to keep Chadwick, but maybe we can try to get him back. I'm not 100% sure, but let's advance the week. We'll see if we did get anybody drafted. We probably didn't, but you just never know at this point as of now. Pro potential's down. Brand exposure, still a lot of people want to leave, and playing style is another reason. But we end up being ranked 9th in total for that season, going 10-3, and no one made it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get the portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So after the portal, we signed 33 players, which is still pretty solid. We'll take a look at those here in just a second. But looking at the FBS Independence, we were number 30th in the nation. 6 4-stars, 21 3-stars, and 6 2-stars. Still pretty solid. But let's take a look, see if we got any good development traits. We got an impact dev, normal, another impact. We do get an elite dev punter. Wish that was somebody else, but it's a punter. Couple normals, couple impacts, and I think we're about to... We do get star dev will linebacker of Marco Luna. We also get another star dev of Gordon Swift, and now we get into the transfers. Duke Watson's an impact. A lot of impact devs. Do we get a star for Core Parrish? Obviously not. We knew that one. Couple normal devs for these 2 stars as well, which is just filling out the roster pretty much at that point, which is still, again, pretty solid. We do also level up, and before we get into the next week, we are going to level up our linebackers so we can get the offseason training there. So we'll be pretty good. But let's head into position changes. I know we have a couple athletes to move around, so we'll get into that. We don't have any athletes. I thought we did. Apparently we don't. Quarterback, we only have 2 of them. Evers and Kashan are going to be our main 2. Hopefully they can stay healthy. But we have a bunch of running backs. Gaines is an 83. We have Parker and Watson up here as well. We have Cam Edwards, who again was that 1,000-yard rusher. We also have Quinn below. He has his pro potential. We will have pro potential, probably, next season, not this season, so maybe we can redshirt these guys. Wide receivers, we have 5. We're going to need some wide receivers next year. But we're good on tight ends, at least. Offensive line, we look good for now. Edge, we need some left edge rushers, so we can move Meadows over to right edge. We can move Bowser over to right edge. And then that should be good. We'll have 3 and 3, or at least more than 3. But we have a bunch of defensive tackles now. Sam linebackers, we obviously had to get a bunch of them. We'll move Ring over to Sam linebacker, just so we can even it out a little bit. Corners, I mean, we have some corners now. Strong safeties, or free safeties and strong safeties, we're pretty set in stone. We could honestly move Parrish over to corner, because he's good at play rate, good man, good zone, good press. He could honestly play corner. What's his corner? He also played linebacker. He's a 90 overall corner. I mean, we'll keep him at free safety. Strong safety is 85 with Kerry Brown. And, of course, we have our new kicker and punter. Our punter's an 80 overall, and he's an elite dev, so that'll be nice. But let's get into next week, which is training results, which we'll go through the training results. Of course, this is auto-progressed. We gain 20,000 XP. So we also level up again, which we'll put into other stuff. But we do get a dev upgrade for Edwards. He's an impact dev. We also get another upgrade for Parker. He's also upgraded to an impact dev, and that's it. That is only the 2. So taking a look at the roster here, we do have 3 90-plus overall players. Coy Parrish is 92. Jeremiah Wilson's a 92. Watson's a 90, so that will definitely help out. Edwards also an 89. Gaines is an 88. Playing style, championship contender, and playing style. Well, he's already an 89 overall, so he'll be gone at the end of the year anyways. But Quarterbacks in 84. Again, 4 really strong halfbacks, which is nice. Wide receivers look okay, but we need some more of them. But offensive line looking, again, somewhat pretty decent, besides our right side of the line. Anyone get like a big boost? I really don't think so. Oh, we did get a +9 from Chris Hudson. That's not bad. We'll take that. Other than that, though, nothing really else to show for that one. But heading into next week, here now with UConn, we'll, of course, see if we need to encourage any transfers. And we do not. We are actually 2 players under the limit, so we are good. So we can just advance the week one more time. We don't do any custom conferences or customize the schedule at all. We just have what the game gives us, and we move from there. But anyways, we are ranked 12th currently. We go up to a 72 overall, but that's going to end Season 1. It is on to Season 2 here with UConn. And here we are in Season number 2 here with UConn. We go 8-4, and we're still ranked at 24. So it is not going to be a college football playoff for us here in Season number 2, but we'll go ahead and advance the week, and probably one more, because we got to get into the playoffs. But still pretty solid season overall. Yeah, we got to go one more because we are in week 16. But still over 500 season. Of course, we're not going to have a conference title game, so we're not going to get a guarantee shot in the playoffs. We do just sign a 4-star tight end, so we will gladly take that. We should make a playoff, or should make a bowl game, not a playoff, obviously. Kevin Jennings, I almost said Jenkins, but Kevin Jennings wins the Heisman Trophy for SMU's quarterback, over 4,000 yards with almost 40 touchdowns. We'll be playing Arizona State in the Alamo Bowl. So again, we are facing a ranked opponent. We'll advance the 1 week just to go over stats, and then we'll go to the end of season recap to check who wins it all. We did lose, so we go 8-5 on the season. Burton had 10 catches, 130 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's insane. But taking a look at the stats here on the season, Evers with 2,300 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not a great season, to be honest with you. Rushing-wise, Edwards 869 with 11, Watson 505 with 8. Yeah, same here. I mean, not much great ones here. Parker even, I mean, Parker should stay. Gaines is probably going to be gone. I mean, we have a solid running back core. Edwards will be gone. He's a senior anyways, but Watson might even leave. Burton 826 and 5. Porter 605 and 3. We did not have very many passing touchdowns. Defensive-wise, Fuller had the lead, or the team lead with 82 touchdowns, 10 tackles for a loss for Russell, 4 sacks for Russell to lead the team. Corey Parrish and Jeremiah Wilson led the team in interceptions with 3. We did have a defensive touchdown. We did have a couple fumble recoveries. We had more recoveries than forced fumbles, so there's that. We did block 2 kicks. We did not have a safety, though. That's unfortunate, so I'm kind of hoping we'd have everything there. Kicking-wise, we did miss 3 from 50, and that is about it. We did miss an extra point, but still pretty solid overall. We punted 64 times for 2,800 yards, 13 inside the 20, and 13 touchbacks. And no kicker punt returns here in Season 2. So now we will head into the end-of-season recap, see how everything goes, see who wins the national championship here in Season 2 in the UConn universe. But yeah, 8-5, we are still ranked. Coach stability goes up. Playing style, a couple people want to leave, and pro potential along with brand exposure, people want to leave. But taking a look at the bracket, Georgia beats Texas 42-7, with Tulane, Oregon, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Clemson winning their respective conferences. With Michigan State, Duke, Georgia, Auburn, USC, Alabama, and Texas as the at-large bid. So a lot of SEC teams here in that one. But let's head into the off-season. First thing with players leaving. We are still a 3-star school. So there is that. We got a lot of people wanting to leave. Mostly of them are due to pro potential or draft picks. Parrish is going to leave. Watson is going to leave for the draft. And Gaines is also leaving. And Wayshawn Parker is going to leave as well. Fuller is going to leave. We should be able to keep... No, we don't even keep him. Can we keep Watson? No. Is everyone going to be gone? Everyone's gone. Oof. But we do get Parrish in the second round. We also get Wilson in the second round, Watson in the fifth, Edwards in the sixth, and Gaines in the seventh. So we don't have any more running backs at all, which is not very good. Everyone's going to leave for the draft. However, that's going to raise up the pro potential for the halfbacks there. So that will definitely help us out. But we're definitely going to have to go after a lot of them here in a minute. But looking at the draft, we did get 2 second-round picks, a 5th and 2 6th. Cam Edwards and Sire Gaines both went in the 6th round. Watson went in the 5th. Parrish went in the 2nd. And Wilson also went in the 2nd round. So I'm going to get the portal done. We got a lot of work to do. So after the portal, we signed 31 players, which, again, is very, very solid. Before we take a look at that, we'll take a look at the top classes. We do have the 17th best class in the nation. So, again, 11 4-stars and a couple, or 23 stars. And we'll look at 4 stars first, and we get our 4-star not athlete, but wide receiver star dev. We'll take that. Anyone else? Elite dev with a 4-star tight end. So we'll gladly take that. Now we get into a couple of our 3 stars. Whitehead is a star dev, left edge. We'll take that as well. And now we get into our transfers. Pringle Jr., the transfer freshman, star dev. John Mitchell, transfer freshman, corner, star dev. Transfer junior, left tackle, elite dev. Transfer freshman and sophomore are both impacts. We got normal, another impact, and a bunch more normals and impacts. So again, very, very solid on getting some very good dev traits. And before we level up, we have a couple upgrades to use. We are going to get our D-line for the boost, and then we're also going to get, I guess we'll just go O-line because we can't get 2 quarterbacks yet. So we'll just upgrade that. Again, we still have the same coordinators. Fran Brown is still here. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff out of him. We also now have elite recruiter. I think it's on the offensive side of the ball from this guy. We have it now for running backs and wide receivers and tight ends, which we're going to need next season. So that will definitely help. Go through position changes. I think we have a couple athletes to move. No, we don't. All right. Quarterback, 70 overall for Moore. I guess we are so far so good there. I guess Farrar was an All-American. There's that. Halfback is going to be Pringle Jr. with 94 speed, 95 excel over Casper, Howell, Thomas, and below. I guess we lost both of our guys that we had as well. Wide receivers, we have 3 wide receivers. We also have a freshman that's 92 speed. We have 4 wide receivers leaving us. So yeah, we're going to need some wide receivers. We're probably going to need a decent tight end, although Lockett's an elite dev. Hopefully we can keep him around. His is coach prestige, so that will be fine. Offensive line, Sampson, 86 overall. He's going to be leading that. Other than that, we are going to need some offensive line. We're probably going to move this right guard to be a right tackle. Just because he's a little bit better over there than what we got. We'll just even out the offensive line. Edge, I think we're going to be fine. Defensive tackles, we're good. We're all going to need some. Same thing with linebackers still. We need a couple of them. I'm going to move Luna over to Sam linebacker. He's a 71 overall there, and he's immediately starting, so we'll gladly take that. Corners, we're very young at the corner besides these 2 guys, but they will be leaving us after the season with them being seniors. We do have Mitchell at 93 speed and Caleb here at 91. Plus, Mitchell is a star dev, and hopefully he'll improve as well. Free safety is Albert and Adams, kind of a different one than Coy Parrish, but Brown is there at 89 overall. And our kicker and punter are both still 80s overalls, but that will obviously change once we get the training results, which will be right here. Hopefully we can get, we also upgrade again. We're up to a 75, I guess, at the end of the season last year, but of course that will change. Brown's up to a 92. Sampson is up to a 90. Pringle Jr. is up to a 90 overall as well. He went up +6. Porter went up +9 for wide receiver. Burton went up +5 to an 89. We got some very good upgrades. Mitchell is also +8 to an 87. Quarterback is up to a 72. We went up +5. We already went over Pringle. Howell went up +4. Wide receiver, we want to know those two guys. Tight ends up to a 78. Of course, we have a 90 overall offensive lineman, which will help 81, 77, 82, 78 for the other guys. 81, 71, 87 went up +6 for Jordan Crawford. We'll take that. Decent linebackers as well, 277s. Corners, of course, Mitchell's up to an 87. Swift went up to a 78. Saxon's up to a 75. So we're pretty good there. I thought we had another corner. I guess not. Free safety, McDaniels went up +10. He is a normal dev. That's wild. Brown's up to a 92. Maybe it was Brown. Who did I miss? Was this a corner? I said Mitchell earlier. That's fair. Okay, well. Anyways, some good upgrades. Now heading into the offseason where I think we stay a 75 over. No, we have to encourage our transfers first. We don't need to. We are 3 players under, so we are good. We'll go ahead and advance the week. So we were 75 last year, and going into season 3, we are going to be, once this decides to load all the way through, an 80 overall. We're also going to start out ranked 17th, so that's going to end season 2, and it's on to season 3 here with UConn. And here we are in season number 3 here with UConn. We go 11-1 here on the season, so we only lose 1. And that lone loss was against a ranked Ole Miss, who went 10-2. We ended up beating also a ranked North Carolina. I don't think they were ranked at the time when we played them, but we also played an 0-12 Army. We beat them up. Liberty we beat 34-3 as well. Beat up on Old Dominion 35-14, 29-14 against North Carolina as well. We are ranked 4th in the nation. After that loss, we did not lose. And, of course, again, we won't have the conference championship game, so we probably won't get a bye, but we might be in the first round. But we will have to see. We are still ranked 4th in the nation, so that means we are going to be getting a bye in the college football playoff, which is wild to say here in season number 3. But, hey, here we are. Season 3, we're an 81 overall and getting a bye in the college football playoff. Bryce Underwood wins the Heisman Trophy, 4,100 yards, 31 touchdowns for the Clemson quarterback. And, of course, we will be advancing the week because we do get a bye. We will see who we have to play against here. We'll be playing UCLA in the Rose Bowl. They were the 5 coming into this game. That's the top 25. I didn't mean to look at the top 25. We'll, of course, look at the bracket. Colorado, Tulane, Oregon, Clemson, and Texas won their respective conferences with UCLA, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Notre Dame, Oklahoma, with Georgia and UConn as the at-large bid. So we get to play UCLA here in this one. Again, I don't think we're going to do very well, but we'll have to see. They are an 89 overall. Again, just like Season 1, it's going to be one of the games that it's, hey, we're here to collect our money and leave. But this will look good for the recruits coming in. Getting into the second round of the playoffs will be very, very nice to have. But almost accidentally selected a play. We can't do that. We're going to go quarter by quarter. Defense gets a turnover to start the game, but gets only a field goal out, and then gets another turnover. It's 10-7 after we get 10 points off turnovers. Now they get 7 points off a turnover. They make it 14-10. We make it 17-14, and it'll be 21-17 at the half. They get another turnover, and yeah, this is where the game's going to end. It is 38-17. 17 unanswered points. Make it a lot. Yeah, we're just going to go home with should have been a close loss, but we get blown out 52-17. It was 17-21 at the half. Oof. Just that's all I can say on that one. That's a bad loss. Yeah, that's rough. But we can go ahead and check the stats now on the season. Kassan had 3,100 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. So a pretty okay season, at least better than last year. Rushing-wise, Pringle had only 774 yards with 3 touchdowns. And Howell had 383 with 14. So I guess Pringle got hurt at some point. But Gladding with 934 and 9 touchdowns. Burton 820 and 5. Porter at 742 and 7. Defensive-wise, Gould led the team with 66 tackles. Luna with 7 tackles for a loss. 4.5 sacks also led the team. Gould and Mitchell led the team in interceptions. Mitchell was hurt this season as well. No defensive touchdowns. We did force some fumbles, recovered a couple. We had 1 block kick, but no safeties. Kicking-wise, we missed 2 from 50, and I think we made every extra point and only missed 2 field goals. Punting-wise, we punted 60 times for 2,500 yards, 5 inside the 20 and 7 touchbacks, and no kicker punt returns here in season number 3. So now we can go ahead and simulate the end of season recap, and then we'll get into the off-season and see if we can be even a little better. We do have some upgrade points to use. We're going to use that before we get into the players leaving aspect, because we are going to upgrade our quarterbacks to get the off-season training boost, which will be very, very helpful. I don't think we had anyone leave. We need to check, though, for our coordinators. Yep, still the same coordinators, so we are good. We love that. We love keeping the same coordinators around, especially if they're good ones. But we will advance the week, go into players leaving, which I think was only a couple of them. I totally forgot to see who won it all. We can look at the history. Georgia goes back-to-back. They beat Texas. Again. Oof. So, well, now that we know that, but let's go ahead and get into players leaving. We only have a couple, but Pringle's going to leave because of the draft, and he's going to leave. He's going the 4th round. Robinson's gone. Weaver's gone. Wheat's gone. We have yet to get, like, somebody to stay. We're going to lose 3. Oh, nope, we keep a quarterback. So we're going to need more quarterbacks. Yeah, Samson's going in the 2nd round. Brown's going in the 2nd round. And Burton's going in the 4th round. So nice little defensive players going into the draft, which will definitely help out. We'll advance the week, see where everyone went. Again, that's another more halfbacks that go into the draft. So the pro potential for halfback should be really, really nice here. We got 13,000 XP. We also ranked are now 3.5-star prestige. So that's really, really nice. But looking at the draft results, 2 second-round picks and 2 fourth-round picks. So we will gladly take that. But I'm going to get the portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So after the portal, we signed 32 players, which is good for number 10 in the nation. We get a 5-star, 16 4-stars, 14 3-stars, and a 2-star. So pretty solid. We'll, of course, check out the development trades, see if we got any good. And, of course, the 5-star is a star dev corner. We will gladly take that. Also the number 5 player in the nation. 4-star halfback as well. We do have an athlete this time. I want to see if it actually moves them on accident. But anyways, another star dev. A lot of good start. And another one, strong safety 4-star. A lot of good development traits. Another defensive this time defensive tackle with star dev. Star dev tackle. And that was a 3-star too. Anybody else? A star dev defensive tackle transfer. That was a freshman. A star dev strong safety. Granted, he is a junior, but an elite dev guard who is a transfer freshman. And a star dev right tackle. Granted, he's a junior. He only gets a 1 year, but hey, this was a excellent recruiting class just for development traits, really. So we just didn't sign one before, but he is a quarterback. He's a 71 overall. Really good tight end, though. But we're gonna have him be a quarterback because we don't really have a good quarterback with good impact or with good dev trait, and McKelvin is that guy. So we just got to build around him. This is the first time we really don't have really good running backs besides Gideon here, but he's a freshman. He's got star dev. Hopefully he can be good later on down the road. Wide receivers, again, is pretty low. We probably need some more wide receivers. We just can't get any wide receivers. We have a ton of tight ends, that's for sure. And, of course, one of them is elite dev for Braden Lockett. We also have another star dev with Dylan here. So hopefully we can do that. Offensive line, though, is rough. We really need to move, like, Newcomb over to left tackle. He'll immediately start there as a 75 overall. because that was 66 was our starter there. We also probably need to move maybe Juan to center. He's a 75. That will, again, play. We'll gladly take it. Edge rushers, we really need a right edge, so we'll move Dylan over to right edge. He will become the starter over there. The other guys, 60 overalls. Not great. We got a star dev for Whitehead here. Hopefully he can improve a lot. Defensive tackles, Crawford at 87. We're good here. Sam linebackers, I mean, we're good. Same thing with Mike. Will linebacker, we're good. Corners were pretty freaking solid. Max Windsor's an 80 overall. That was the 5-star. Swift's the star. Our top 3 guys are star devs. That's what we need at corner. Safeties, we will need some safeties next year. Besides Jones, besides strong safety. We got some strong safeties that are pretty good. And we're good at kicker and punter, at least for right now. So, before we advance, we are going to upgrade our coach abilities. Almost didn't do that. We will upgrade... Oh, we can't even get to the offensive line, so we'll just upgrade wide receivers. Since now we have some wide receivers and tight ends with some star devs, so we definitely need to upgrade that. But let's go ahead and advance the week, get into training results, and see how everything improves. We get 9,000 XP, so not an upgrade, but it's fine. Compared to like the 20,000 we had a couple years ago. Mitchell's up to a 91. Crawford's up to an 89. Delome's up to an 87. He went up +4 at his final season with the squad. All right, we have our punter up to an 85. Again, he was the elite dev and has now Platt, deep range, and coffin corner. Pettijohn up to an 86. We also have Swift up to an 86 as well. Got +14 change of direction. Quarterback, though, is going to be Zeblin Kinsey, the transfer, coming in. He's an 84 overall, so we upgrade at quarterback. Halfback is an 82 with Redden. Casper is an 83. Thomas, 80 overall. Wide receiver, Evans up to an 81. Ruckert up to an 89 or 79. Azor with star dev only goes up +4. He does have 97 speed. Tight end Lockett went up to a 78. He went up +6. That's the so far most I think we've seen so far. Never mind, we've seen +8 for Sydney. Goes up to an 82. Gooden's also up to an 86. So our guards are going to be pretty solid. Right tackle is a 78. He only went up +1 even though he's a star dev. They hit his caps. Goodwin up to an 84. Crawford 89 that we already saw. +4s, +3s, and +2s. Another +4 this time for Sizemore up to an 80 overall. +8 for Gordon Swift. So we did see a +8. +7 for McDaniels. +4 for Delhomme. 5 for Brooks. Estrada got 2. Kickers up to an 83. Our punters an 85 juniors. That is pretty good. So this team is looking pretty solid. Again, we were an 81 overall in last season. I did not mean to click custom conferences. I hate how it changes almost every other year. Encourage transfers is usually number 1. Sometimes it's number 2, but we don't need to encourage any transfers, so we are just going to advance the week and see where this team is going to be at heading into season number 4. And that team, we are an 84 with an 86 defense, and barely anyone wants to transfer out. So we will take that. But anyways, that's going to end season 3. It's on to season 4 here with UConn. And here we are after season number 4 here with UConn. We go 9-3. So again, another solid season here from UConn. We end up being ranked 14th, so I don't think we're going to make the college football playoff this year. Due to 2 of our losses being big ones. I mean, we lost to USF to start the year by 1. We lost to Buffalo by 3. And we lost to Syracuse by 4. And, I mean, we beat Pitt. We beat Ole Miss, was ranked at the time when we played them. But, yeah, a couple tough losses. A total of 7 points total. 8 points total that we've lost by. So that's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. You never know if we can get anything for the college football playoff. It's probably not going to happen. It's very a slim chance here at this point. We are ranked 12th. There's no way that we got in. I don't think, unless a couple people lost and we got the boost. We did lose some more recruits as well, which is a little unfortunate, but we do have the transfer portal coming in. Tavian St. Clair, quarterback out of Washington, wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 70% completion percentage. And we do not. We'll play FAU in the Fenway Bowl. So it is not a college football playoff appearance for us. Again, we don't have a... Akron made it. And Arizona State did as well, winning their respective conferences, along with Texas, Miami, and Washington, with North Carolina, Georgia, Oregon, Florida, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Notre Dame as the at-large bids. So, kind of wild seeing Akron up there without the help of a user, but, here we are. We do get the win. We do have a 10-win season, another 10-win season, might I add, as well, and winning the Fenway Bowl. And, we'll take the win. We get Defensive Player of the Week with a sack, 7 tackles, 3 for a loss. Of course, we're going to get it because Notre Dame's not playing. And 18 carries, 65 yards, 3 yards per carry, so he had to have touchdowns. I don't know why it doesn't show touchdowns half the time. But we can check out the stats of the season here. Kinsey, in his first season as the UConn quarterback, goes 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns with 5 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Ridden, 835 with 9, Casper 728 with 9, and Kinsey 318 with 2. Receiving wise, Ruckert 863 with 8, Montanez with 783 and 10. So pretty decent there from our wide receivers with touchdowns. Delhomme led the team with 65 tackles. Crawford with 16 tackles for a loss and 9 sacks. Mitchell and Swift had 2 interceptions each. We did not have a defensive touchdown. We did force 5 fumbles and recovered 6. So again, math ain't mathing there, but hey, there you go. No blocks, no safeties. Kicking wise, we missed 4 from 50 and 1 from 30 and missed 1 extra point. So this is probably one of the worst kicking seasons he had at this point. Punting wise, punted 44 times for 1,900 yards, 12 inside the 20 and 2 touchbacks, and no kicker punt returns here in this season either. So, let's go ahead and simulate to the in-season recap. See who eventually wins it all here in season number 3. Again, Georgia's gone back-to-back. Hopefully that won't happen again. We gained 1,600 XP. We are still in a 3.5-star school, but coach stability is now an A+. So we love to see that. It looks like Notre Dame wins it all 28-7 over Arizona State. Akron almost beat North Carolina. That would have been insane. Yeah, Georgia lost to Oregon to start it anyways. Arizona State beat Florida, Miami, and Washington all in... Well, these 2 were close games, and then they lost pretty handily to Notre Dame. So, but, anywho. Going into players leaving now. We only have a couple players really wanting to, leave, unless they're going into the draft. And one of them is Mitchell, and he's going to be gone. Evans, for pro potential, he's gone. Kassan, he was our starter last year. He's leaving. Brian Moore is also leaving. And McKelvin is also leaving. And we got to get him back if we can. We'll take a look for him, but I don't know for sure. We had 2 guys going in the draft, Delhomme and Mitchell, both again in the secondary, which will help out that spot. We are going to upgrade our coach because I do know that we leveled up during the season. We will upgrade wide receivers and tight ends. And then we just need O-line and then running back. So we need about 4 or so levels to upgrade them all the way. So we'll check out to see, just in case if we got another one. I don't think we will. I don't think anyone was high enough overall-wise. But we can always see. We do sign a 3-star guard at least. It's nice. But yeah, 3.5-star prestige here for UConn is not too bad. Not too shabby. That's recruiting. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But draft results, we get 3. Yeah, Gooden got drafted in the 5th round. So we actually did get 3 players drafted, 2 in the secondary and 1 on the offensive line. So, but I will get the portal done. I'll be back in just a second. So from the portal, we signed 23 players, which is good for, I don't even know at this point. We're good for 15th in the nation. Very, very close to Notre Dame, who only signed 27. Granted, we only need 23 this year, which wasn't very many players. But anywho, we can check to see if we get any good dev traits. And Coates, the 5-star free safety, already has Platinum Robber and Star Development, so that's nice. Another couple other 4 stars, just normal and impacts until we get to a left guard of Abram. And a Riggs, the athlete halfback as well. So we'll take that all day. We got another star dev, free safety, this time a 3-star. And we get an elite dev transfer of Jamel Roy. Also, if you guys didn't know, but we got back Clarizio, I think. I think this is who we had before as one of our halfbacks. I recognize the name for some reason. I don't know why. But Dunsmore also is another star dev. This one was a transfer guard. But we can definitely take a look because I'm pretty sure he was ours before. I have to, go back and look. Maybe I'm thinking of something different, but no, he was not. Okay, so I'm just wrong. I don't even know who that was then that I was thinking about. So I apologize. But Riggs is going to be a halfback. He will be that guy going forward probably once everyone leaves. But going through the roster, good on quarterback. Unfortunately, we did not get to keep that star dev quarterback. He didn't even want to come back. We got a couple star dev running backs now of Gideon and Riggs. But other than that, no one else. Wide receivers, we still only have 5. I tried getting more, but they just didn't want to come here, I guess. We do have Trey, who's 97 speed, 97 excel. Tight ends were solid. I mean, Lockett's an elite dev. He'll go up even more. Offensive line looks somewhat okay. We could probably move Dunsmore now to be like left guard. He's up to it. He would be an 82 over there. I mean, right now we don't even need a left tackle. We really need center. And I think we could move Etienne over to center. It would be a 77 overall, but that's much better because we have 2 80s. I want Sydney here to pretty much take over McMillan in a year or two, and he would be a senior. But I mean, he could start at left tackle if we really need to, or McMillan goes to left tackle. But I'm fine with that. Edge rushers were fine. Defensive tackles were fine. Crawford might even get drafted next year. Linebackers were going to be okay for this year. We're definitely going to need some more. Corners were solid. Very, very good corners. Free safeties were fine, especially with Coates now. Not going to start for us immediately. Strong safety is Jones. Have some decent guys there. And, of course, we will need a kicker and punter after this season. But let's advance the week. Go into training results, our favorite part. 8,000 XP. That means we do level up. Unfortunately, we don't get to level up before training results. But we are able to look at it. NTN, with his elite dev, goes up plus 14. I think this is the most I've ever seen. I really do. I think this is the most I've ever seen going plus 14. He may leave next year now at this point. Quarterback stays in 85. He just upgrades his workhorse, so I don't know why he went with upgraded that, but sure. And I guess he upgraded some accuracies, but Woods went up plus 3. Bohannon went up plus 4. Halfback, Jace here went up plus 5. Casper also went up plus 5. So pretty decent there for running backs. Wide receivers, Trey went up plus 7. Again, like I said, 97 speed, 97 excel, 98 agility, 99 change of direction, plus 10 strength, plus 10 awareness. So yeah, he went way up. Plus 5 for Charles here. He has a star. Everyone has a star on the offense almost. But tight end, Lockett only went up plus 2, but Josh here went up plus 10, even though he's got normal dev. A lot of these guys went up big, like plus 9, plus 8, plus 10. Offensive line, 80 overall, 87, 91 as we saw, 86 and 85, and then 76 and 76. A couple 80s overalls there. Edge, same thing. Crawford's a 91. Emery's an 88. So we have some very strong interior rushers. Same linebackers, an 84. Mike is a 79. Will's an 82. Corners at 93 with Roy that we got from the transfer. He was elite dev. And Swift is a 88 along with Kilgo being 84 and Windsor being 83 with a star dev. We have some very good corners. We even have Davis here with 92 speed. Safety's an 80. Strong safety's an 83. He went up plus 5. And then punter's an 88. he may get drafted. I don't even know. I've never seen one of our guys get drafted for punters wise. We only got 2 people or 3 people really wanting to leave, but of course that will get later on. And we do have to cut 1 player, and I think it's going to be this left tackle. He's not going to start. He's a 64 overall. Might as well just get rid of him. And now, we were at 84 overall last year. I could see that going down because we did lose some talent. But I feel like we replaced them with very good players, and we might be in like the upper 80s. We were at 89. 89 overall here in Season 4, but that's going to do it for Season 4. It's on to Season 5 here with UConn. And here we are in Season number 5 here with UConn. We go 12-0 on the season. An undefeated season for the first time here with UConn, beating Purdue, Michigan State, and Buffalo, all who are, or I guess Purdue wasn't ranked, but beating Michigan State, who was ranked. Buffalo, I don't think they were ranked when we played them, but they ended up being ranked. But we did beat Duke, Washington State, Boston College, Syracuse, New Mexico, Houston, and Penn State, who was ranked when we played them as well, and we destroyed FCS. I don't know why he keeps giving us an FCS school, but hey, we'll take the free wins when we can get them. But obviously, with us being undefeated, we are going to be going to the college football playoff. It's just going to be where, due to us not having a conference championship. We do sign a 4-star defensive tackle, which will definitely help out if we have to go with another season here. But it's a big if right now because we will, there is a possibility that we do get a bye in the first round, or I guess after the first round. We don't send that right tackle, but we are still number 3 in the nation. Charles Sandlin, Buffalo's quarterback, wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,500 yards, 33 touchdowns with a 58% completion percentage. Had to get some rushing in there, though. We do get a bye in the college football playoff, so we only have to win 2 games to get to the national championship. Buffalo, Clemson, Arizona State, USC, and Ole Miss won their respective conferences, with Auburn, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, North Carolina, Texas, and UConn as the at-large bid. So we play the winner of Oregon or Clemson here in season number 5. So all we need is a win in that one to go to the semifinals for the first time ever here with UConn in season number 5, which would be nice. We are going to be playing Oregon in the Peach Bowl, so they have a longer flight than us. But the winner of this one would go play Arizona State or USC in their game as well. So all we got to do, focus on getting a win, and hopefully we can against a 11-2 Oregon team that is 92 overall. So let's see if we can get this win here. Again, 92 overall, a lot better defense than their offense. So our offense may struggle a little bit here, but maybe if our defense can force a couple turnovers, get a quick stop, force them to punt, get short field, it would be nice. But our offense does have to score when they touch the football, and we're going to start on defense first as well here in this one. So it all is going to depend on how we go. First quarter, defense gets a stop. The offense misses a 59-yard field goal, and Oregon will have a chance to take the lead to start the second quarter, and they don't. But we would take the lead 3-0, and it would stay that way at the half. So 3-0 lead. UConn has a chance to extend it. They don't. Our defense has played out of their mind today. Short field, and it's 6-0. Unfortunately, could not make it 2 scores. They have to punt again. The offense gets a first down and another one. We're taking up some time here, but we do have to punt, and again, very long, and they go 3 and out. A field goal would end the game, and we get it. It's 9-0. And with 50 seconds to go, UConn's defense pitches a shutout. A 9-0 win over Oregon. I think this is one of like the lowest scoring games I've ever seen in one of these simulations before. Only 9 points is wild to win a game. But hey, when your defense pitches a shutout, I would say that's pretty good. The defense, played out of their mind. We leveled up as well. We'll do that at the end probably if we need to get another season in. But we're going to semifinals here with UConn, just 1 win away from a national championship game now. I like how we're a My Championship contender, but we're number 3 in the nation. It's kind of wild. But we are, of course, going to get some FBS Independent Player of the Weeks. Yeah, it looks like we got both of them, so that's nice. And we'll be playing USC in the Rose Bowl. So a little home game for USC at least. But taking a look at the bracket, yeah, Notre Dame lost. So the winner of Ole Miss, Texas, the 1 through 4 all won. So Ole Miss, Texas, UConn, USC, and the winner of those games would go to the national championship game. But we have to focus on the game in front of us, which is a 92 overall USC team. So just like Oregon, except it's a little bit opposite. USC is a little bit better on the offensive side of the ball compared to their defense. Which again, Oregon was better on the defensive side of the ball and not as well as on offense. But just like last week, we have to get stops, get a short field. Maybe we have a little bit better of an option on offense. But it looks like we're going to start on defense first here in this one. And the defense gets a quick interception, and we score a touchdown. Then they miss a field goal and another pick. It's 14-0 here in the first quarter. 14 points off turnovers. It's 21-7 after we score another one, and then they would count it with one of their own. But going to half, it's 21-7. Now 28-7. We have put up more, 31-7. Here in the fourth quarter, they would need to score 28 unanswered points to even have a chance, but they would go for it on 4th and 10 and fail. This is where the offense has really stepped up today. This is another field goal. It's 34-7. They would get stopped again on 4th down. The defense has allowed 7 points in 8 quarters here in this college football playoff run so far. The offense has put up 43. Granted, 34 of it came in this one here against USC, but the defense was huge in this one. I'm pretty sure they turned the ball over 3 times in this one. We'll have to take a look because I'm pretty sure they turned it over 3 times, and that turned into 21 points. They turned over twice, and there was 2 interceptions. So 2 turnovers turned into touchdowns, and yeah, Kinsey, 13 of 17, 161 with 3 touchdowns, but the defensive side of the football, Roy and Kilgo, the 2 best corners on this team, get interceptions to give us a chance to now go to the national championship game to get our 15th win of the season and another team down. Should be the first out of the 2 independent schools. Of course, we have Notre Dame still left to go, but I feel like that one would be even easier here than UConn, and I'm surprised UConn's in the 5th season. We're in the national championship game, but here we are, and we are going to be playing after we get the Player of the Weeks out of the way. We also get the National Defensive Player of the Week with Gilbert. And Charles Gratz had 3 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown, and we'll be playing Texas in the national championship game. So this one will be another tough one, but same as always, get stops against a 94 overall team. So let's see if we can get this win here. Again, just like we've done the last couple weeks. Oregon was a tough team. The defense shut them out. USC, tough team. We allowed 1 touchdown. If we can do that against Texas, I think we can win a national championship here with UConn. However, the offense, I think, does have to show up in this one. We're going to start on defense first. Let's go quarter by quarter. The defense gets a stop. The offense punts as well. Texas would take the lead 7-0 after 1. Second quarter, we would punt again, but then we get a touchdown, and we would get a field goal before half to make it 10-7 with us getting the football. Second half, we start with a punt. Texas gets stopped both times. Going to the fourth quarter, it's a 3rd down and 5, and we get stopped. Had a chance to extend the lead, but again, the defense has been crazy. Another stop, though, by Texas, and another 3 and out forced by UConn, and then we get a field goal to make this a 6-point game. However, Texas is in already driving down to the 4, and they would get a touchdown. In a minute 30, all we need to do is get into field goal range. We have no more timeouts, and we kick the field goal, and it's 16-14, and UConn has won it all. Here in Season 5, I thought that was a very long field goal. We have to take a look at the scoring because I don't know how long that field goal was, but I'm pretty sure we were near like the 38-yard line, so it had to be a 50-plus yarder. He makes it a 16-14 win. The defense allows 21 points in 3 games combined. The offense, his mustache was going into his mouth there. That was weird. And it's still doing it too. Anyways, but the offense put up 9 points in game 1, 34 in game 2, and then 16 here in game number 3 to take it all the way home. And a win is a win. A 16-14 win. And that is another team down here in college football 26. I believe UConn did a lot better than in this year's compared to 25. But heck of a game. We'll check out the stats, of course, before we go. Kinsey, 2,800 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not a great season from him either. Kind of weird. I guess we had a lot more rushing yards than we did. Yep, Jace had over 1,100 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. Casper, 879 with 10 touchdowns as well. Receiving rise, Rutgert had 722 with 5. Azur with 574 with 5. Lockett, 415 with 3. Charles with 379 and 6. We had a lot of guys with receiving touchdowns. Defensive-wise, Butt had 62 tackles to lead the team. Crawford had 16 tackles for a loss and 5.5 sacks. Roy had 5. We had a lot of interceptions this year. Roy had 5. Swift had 2. Morris had 2. Kilgo had 2. Luna 1. I mean, we had a lot of interceptions. That's insane. We did have a defensive touchdown, so that is nice. We forced a couple fumbles. We only recovered 2 of them. We had no block kicks, but we did have a defensive safety. Kicking-wise, we did miss 3 from 50 and 1 extra point. So only the 3. Punting-wise, we punted 55 times for 2,600 yards, 12 inside 20 and 9 touchbacks. But we did have a punt return touchdown. So that is nice. And I totally forgot to take a look here. What was the scoring drive or score? Can I not do that anymore? That's really unfortunate. I totally forgot to look at that, but maybe it's in scores. It's only the box score, though. That's really unfortunate. I guess we could take a look at kicking. And he made... It's 3 for 3 on field goals. His long was 52. I'm going to guess it was a 52-yarder. Yeah, because it was 1 from 39 and 2 from 50. But, hey, you know, it's a win's a win. And, yeah, good for them. But anyways, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit the like button down below. It is free. Will helps out the channel. Again, if you guys do want to see a team that we have not done before, write a comment down below. Make sure you check the description because that's where all the teams have done so far, just so you don't see a team that we've already done. It would be kind of awkward. But anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. And I'm out. Peace.